here and welcome back to my channel. I am going to do a long awaited makeup tutorial, what I actually kind of started my channel on. So yeah, you guys, I haven't did a makeup routine in quite a while. It's been a minute. I mean, they've been here and there on different things, but I wanted to do kind of like a smoky eye and a bright red lip. So yeah, we're just gonna get started. I have the angle of this so I can still see you guys in my monitor, so just bear with me when I'm not looking directly straight on. So first we're gonna try we're gonna start with primer. Hold on, let me remove my nose ring for just a second while I do this. Now, I'm not going to promise you guys that I will talk through the whole process. So, yeah. But I did buy this Power Grip primer that is supposed to be the dupe. And this is e.l.f. You guys know I love e.l.f. products. It's supposed to be the dupe of the Milk Hydro Grip or something like that. I've never tried the Hydro Grip from Milk, but I seen somewhere from another person that does makeup that this is supposed to be the dupe for that. So I guess today we will see how this makeup does. And so I like to lather up the primer. Real good. And yeah, my hair look crazy because I just put this wig back on and I had to, y'all see I got my band on because it's a 4x4, so you know, it's not like it's major with the doing the lace down, y'all. I guess I will get it together. Y'all can tell I have not really did too many sit down talk videos in a long time. So yeah, y'all, we started with that. It feels really good. It's kind of thick to me. So yeah, but it feels pretty good. So I'm gonna go in with the NYX Control Freak for the eyebrow gel, just to kind of shake my eyebrows. Y'all know, listen, y'all, this camera, I am still learning the ins and outs of it. I've been watching some YouTube videos of some photographers and people that film, and I'm trying to be patient with this camera and really understanding, because it takes good pictures and stuff like that. And y'all done seen the quality in some of my filming, but it's just the autofocus, because they have discontinued this model. So they basically, under warranty, you just get another one sent to you brand new. And I've already went through this process. I really don't want to go through it again. So I'm just really trying to understand and learn my craft even more with cameras, lighting, things like that. Because I really like doing this. So I'm my happiest when I am creating content. And I just like doing things. It doesn't have to necessarily be on this whole, oh, I'm trying to be aesthetic. And no, I come to you guys real and in living technicolor, okay? So that's all I know how to be. I'm not trying to keep up with a genre. I like to do. And I'm going to do what I like to do. And I don't care who don't like what I like to do. If I can't sit with you, it's not going to hurt my feelings because apparently I can't sit with a lot of people. So, and that's fine. I'm not trying to be at everybody's table. I am very comfortable with who I am, and I have really gotten back to just being me and having a voice, because for so long, oh, here we go on one of my TED Talks. But for so long, I felt like I lost my voice, couldn't find my voice. So many different things in life, and it's like, girl, be you, do you, don't worry about nobody else what they doing. If you don't get invited, if you're an afterthought, listen, I have learned to be in my place with people. And I get aggravated with myself so much, but you know, God is working on me, and be like, girl, give yourself some grace. You just had to you had to learn and go through these things to get you to the next step, and for me to pull what I needed to pull out of you. But I do sometimes still get very much irritated at myself, because I'm like, girl, you didn't see the signs. Why were you trying to be in spaces and invited to things that clearly people did not want you to attend? Like, for real. Why are you upset because people don't invite you? They don't like you. They don't look at you in their life in a particular way that you thought you would. So stay out of it. And I'm going to just be real with y'all. I feel so much better now that I done came to these conclusions. Because, baby, it will drive you crazy. Okay? It will drive you crazy. Trying to figure out the who, what, why, where. Don't. If they didn't call you and they didn't invite you and they didn't include you, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because clearly you weren't meant to be there. Don't even worry about it. And that's what I have learned. Don't force things that don't need to be forced. Because clearly they done showed you that that's not where you belong. They didn't want you a part of it. You know, so, yeah, y'all, that's just a little tea I'm spilling yet again. Like, don't put yourself in a situation where you think you are this, that, and the third with people. Honey, people will show you what you mean in their life or whatever. So, take it for what it is. And don't overstep your boundaries. So, yeah, that's my bit of advice. Because, child, let me tell you something. Learning about yourself and then learning what you have allowed yourself to go through, OMG. It is such an eye-opener. It really is. And I don't play victim to none of it, because honestly, I tell myself now, it was a lesson I had to learn. And I'd have been burnt enough, especially by females, all my life, that I'm cool just being by myself, honestly. It's a couple of people that I know for a fact, you know, I could talk to, but, or that I've known for a very long time, and we are really developing a friendship. Yeah. But honestly, I just been cool, just, you know, parlaying by myself. I mean, yeah, I wish that, but I just learned that I am going to just start asking the Lord if it's meant for me to have friends, to please send me godly relationships in which I'm not conforming my beliefs in the Lord Jesus Christ and things like that in the path that I'm going on in life. And that's just what I've been asking for, to be honest. Because, um, I went against what I believed in and against the word in friendships that I was a part of, especially because of decisions and things that they did that was against God. I shouldn't have been in that space anyway. That's why it's you never sometimes understand until you older some of the things that parents say, like everybody ain't your friend, and you better watch the people around you, and all those types of things. So it's true when they say that, for real. It is true when they tell you that. No lie. It's very much true. So just be careful, young ladies and gentlemen, because people will trick you for years, or you'll be in a delusional state thinking that they who they are when that's not who they are, or they showed you who they are, and then that's not it. You find out that's not it. So I'm taking some banana powder. Y'all, I'm trying to really do a glam look, and I haven't been using these products in a minute, but I want my eyebrows and my concealer to set before I do anything. So I'm just gonna let that bake while I start doing other stuff. But yeah, y'all, so also be careful of the people that act like they innocent and don't never do no wrong and lie like they have been angels all their lives, especially if they could have kids and tell them these things, because honey, they be fugazi for real. And another thing, if you have friends with kids, pay attention to what the kids say around you, because whatever the kids say around you shows you what they've been saying behind your back, because it be people's kids that will tell you the truth. So don't sleep on when people's kids are saying different things around you or acting a certain way. It's because they telling you the truth on the low about how that parent thinks about you. Let that sink in. And I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back. If you're a friend, if you have friends with children, pay attention to how those children act when they are around you and different things that they say around you. Especially if they be like, oh, mommy fake, she two-faced it, this, and this. If they say things like that around you, run from them people. They don't mean you no good. Run from them, because their children are fair warning you and telling you the truth about how they feel, how their parent feels about you. So don't let that go over y'all head, okay? I'm just giving y'all advice. Do not let that go over y'all head, because that will tell you a lot about what goes on behind closed doors when you're not in presence. And don't think that they're just kids talking. Them kids be the ones that tell everything. Trust me. So take heed to it. Just a little bit of advice, you guys, because I'm telling you, when stuff get revealed to you, you better pay attention. You better pay attention. Pay attention. It's like you really do have to have your guard completely up and pay attention to everything and the people that you hang around, for real. Because people are loyal to themselves and everything else. You are not as important as you think you are. Even when you feel like you, don't get too comfortable. I can't stress that enough, y'all. And pay attention to people that you around that will accuse you of things that they know ain't true. Or it winds up happening, but it wasn't you that did it. So, I'm about to tell y'all story time. So one time, and I'm going to go into detail, but not too much detail. Because I'm not attacking, I'm just sharing my stories. But you have to really be, so story time. I was roommates with a friend of mine. And one day, I was coming from somewhere, can't remember, came in the house. Person had an attitude up the butthole. And I knew when this person had an attitude because the house smelled like bleach. Because they would start cleaning like crazy. Like as if, nobody was helping out around the house, blah, blah, blah. Asked me, looked at me crazy, and asked me, did you steal my checkbook? Because I got checks missing. I can't find my checkbook. Now, mind you, even though I was roommates with this person, I did not go through their personal stuff. And I sure didn't ask if I could touch anything unless it was something in particular that I was asking, hey, can I use this? As long as this person knew me, it just blew my mind that if I'm paying bills here, putting groceries in the house as well, and I stay in my lane, in my own room, at what point do you think I'm about to go through your stuff to steal anything from you when I know all I have to do is ask, and you either gonna say yes or no? Why would I go as far as stealing a damn checkbook? Get your life. At the time, I was insulted, but I didn't make a big deal of it because I'm like, if I really go off on this girl, she not going to understand where I'm coming from and why I feel so insulted behind this. So, she found her checkbook and stuff or whatever. She didn't think she was being accusatory, and honestly, I didn't even bring it to her to be like, girl, you was delusional as all get out. You always think somebody out to get you. But, I kind of get, I guess, now where all of this really kind of came from. So, just to give you a backstory of why I think I was asked this. Okay, so this is the Black Opal True Color. I'm using this for contour for the first time in the color Carab, if you're wondering what I'm doing. I told you I'm trying to get y'all a real fancy look. But, I'm going to tell y'all the backstory of where I think this was coming from. So, I'm going to tell y'all, this is kind of a two-part story, so y'all just bear with me while I'm doing my makeup. I said I wasn't even going to talk on this, but anyway. So, I'm going to tell y'all where I think this came from. So, once upon a time in my life, I did work for a bank. I was facing very much Fed charges if some things wouldn't have got straightened out. But one of me and my childhood friends, when I was working for the bank, back when, paying with checks and stuff was a big to-do, That was like how people paid their bills or whatever, right? So I was what was considered, and you won't be able to look this information up because I believe it's either sealed or whatever. Anyway, I had to pay my way up out of a lot of trouble. So I just kind of want to give you a background. I used to do scam stuff because I worked for a bank and I figured out how to do it. Right? So my theory when I was doing these things was it's the bank. I know how corrupt it is. I work on the inside. I figured out a way to pretty much become a modern day, what they considered me for the case was like a modern day bank robber. This is nothing that I'm proud of, but I just keep it real. I was pretty much considered a modern day bank robber. Because me and this childhood friend, I came up with a scheme to basically come up on anything that we wanted, and yeah, I was writing a lot of checks, doing fraud, okay? I was doing fraud. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I was doing fraud, and I was looking to serve federal time for it, okay? Because I was defrauding the bank and I was defrauding stores at the time in the mall. Now, when everything was going good before we got caught, you know how that is. When you decide to bring somebody in when you doing trouble stuff, everything is all good until you get caught. So, because I shared that story with this person who I was roommates with, I know that that's part of the reason of why I was getting accused of stealing a checkbook. But people don't understand when I was doing fraud and doing that stuff, I worked for the bank. I used an account that I had set up with the bank that I worked at, and she had a bank account as well. So it was like we were kind of tag teaming these accounts for the stuff that we was doing. And I do mean we was cashing checks, getting cash, different bank branches. The checks always had something different or similar on them in the memo field. And I was also sorry y'all, I'm trying to, because this happened like when I was 19 years old. So this happened well over 20 years ago if you want to do the math. But yeah, so that was my story of when I was a bank robber. So the way we got caught is because her bank alerted her mother and them. Basically, we were under investigation. They was getting ready to go to the school because she was in her senior year and I had been out of school for a year. And we did go to the same high school. So, all that to say, we were under investigation, didn't know it. I kind of felt like something was about to happen because she had got so greedy with the situation and we was just blowing through money, but she was blowing through money way more than me. And so, she got greedy. And I told her, I said, I think we should stop. I felt it. It was like, I think we should stop what we doing. It's not necessary. We ain't got more than enough stuff, money, and everything else. Now, mind you, the money that I was getting, I was helping my mom and stuff at the time. And, of course, I did buy me clothes, shoes, kept my little personal bills paid and things like that. When it's all said and done, I got very ostracized, like I was the villain. I very much knew that if I couldn't do the crime, If I couldn't do the time, I shouldn't be doing the crime. Okay? But other people involved didn't think that way. It came out to be a whole big thing. I was getting asked, oh, did you put a gun to this girl's head and do this? I mean, when I say I got so ostracized by not only her mother and them, but I mean by a lot of people in this whole situation. But see, nobody ever sat down and asked me, like, why did you feel like you needed to do it? I did it out of desperation because I was trying to help my family, I thought. And she was just getting perks of it. But see, nobody knew it that way because the girl I was doing this with, like I said, lifelong person that's been in my life since we was like 2 and 3 years old. Even somebody that you know that long, they not really down for you, is my whole point. Because then it was a thing, she tried to come to my house with her cousin thinking we was getting ready to fight. And when I nucked, because I did not care. People don't understand. I don't care how big you are, how tall you are, how old you are, how young you are. If you step to me a certain way and you want to catch these hands, I will bless you. I'm going to just say this. My mother had to hold me back because I was getting ready to mollywop this chick. So we had a whole blowout. I wound up, her mother knew some people, some of the police or whoever that was investigating. Basically, we was able to settle a deal, and I had to pay a lot of money to get out of that trouble. And to keep me keep participating in society, like working and stuff like that, and not be in federal prison. But what people don't understand is I did it out of need at that particular time because I was in between jobs. I no longer worked for the bank at that point. And so I had to get a job. I wound up getting a job with unlimited overtime. And I just started busting my butt to take care of the situation and get where I needed to be in the next step of life and over the situation. But I say all this to say, when it came time that I had already shared this whole story with this person, we were friends at the time anyway. When I was doing all this, I was, like I said, I'm very upfront, honest, and honestly, I think people do not like my honesty. I have come to a realization people do not like my honesty, and because I tell the truth about things, they are actually secretly judging me, and will accuse you of stuff because they figure, well, if you did it to the bank, you probably would do something like that to me, which that's not even how I operate. I know that a lot of these corporations and stuff are very corrupt, and so if there's a way for me to get over on them, that's what I did. And nobody looks at it as a big picture like that. They look at it as I'm trying to ruin individual people's lives when people were actively participating in this behavior or benefiting from it in some type of way. But then when stuff hit the fan, everybody got nervous. What you mean? Why did you do this? This, that, and the third. No, baby. You don't understand. They didn't understand where I was coming from with the situation. So yeah, I could talk about these things and share with you guys. Like, this ain't nothing new that people be doing, like scammers and stuff like that. Now, people do it on a whole nother level now, but that's just something I did back then. You know, I used it to my advantage and provided for my family the best way I could, because I used to be stressed about bills and stuff all the time. Like, my whole life stressed about bills and stuff like that. And I come from, like, my parents were married when I was younger, but I don't really remember them being married because they got a divorce when I was 2. So I basically came from a single mother family You know, my dad would be around, but then he would get his little attitudes and stuff and act like somebody was using him. And I'm like, you're my dad. If I can't call nobody else, I should be able to call my dad. No, it didn't work like that. So, anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, y'all, I'm sharing these things because I want y'all to be careful and understand people are not in your corner like you think they are. For real though. And I've had to fight a lot of fights, and at points I just let people assume and think what they wanted to, because I'm not getting ready to try to be like, this ain't for what? Because they done already made their decision on how they feel about you. You know, they done already made their decision on how they feel about you. And if they listen to other people, especially anything that happened in the past, if they listen to other people and they believe what them people saying, let them continue to believe what people saying, even if you done been upfront and honest about it. Because people always fail to remember. Let me tell y'all how y'all can tell if somebody is for y'all. And it may take a minute. It may take a minute. I am one of them people, I will say the most craziest stuff because I'm trying to point out a rat. And let me tell you something, rats always expose themselves. I have always, and I tell people this even when they meet me, listen, it's better for you to be upfront with me on how you really feel or whatever than to try to sugarcoat it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant something in somebody else, especially if it's a group of people. I'm going to plant some information. And I'm going to see how it come back to you. I'm going to see if you're going to confront me about it. And I'm going to see how it come back to you. And baby, depending on how it come back to me, which I really don't care how it come back to me, I'm going to know where the source came from. And if you believe in what them people told you and I planted that seed on purpose, guess what? You just exposed yourself to me. Because if you going to believe that and I done told you the truth, and you still trying to figure out some stuff, yeah, you the ops. Point blank period, you the ops, and I can't trust you no more. Because you willing to listen to anybody, and I done been upfront with you, but yet you still trying to go have clarification because you like to live in the past, and I'ma know. You the ops. Point blank period. So if you believe those things about me that I purposely planted, I want you to continue listening to them people. Straight up. So I'm getting ready to try my Danessa Merrick's Yummy Skin. I've never used it, so I don't know how it's going to apply with this brush, but we just going to go for it. And I'm doing my makeup so out of order, y'all. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's just a little story time. And I should have known then, when somebody started accusing you of stealing, you probably really need to be out their life and whatever. And the crazy thing is, who they least expected, later on, years later down the road, is the people that was stealing from them. I never understood it. People are just weird, y'all. I've had some real crazy experiences with people, and I'm just over it. I'd rather just be in my own lane and not be bothered with nobody. That's why I used to like getting in trouble by myself, going to the club by myself, or to the bar by myself. It would be fun to hang around people, but then people have always disappointed me in some shape or fashion to where they they show their true colors. And even when they were showing their true colors and I didn't believe it, I should have believed it. So, yeah, y'all. That is another TED Talk to just be careful. Because people ain't who they portray themselves to be a lot of times. Because I don't realize in this world, people like fake folks better than real folks. That's just what they love. And that they love the shadiness and everything. And it's like, you just gotta play your role with people. If you the one always reaching out, leave them folks alone. They done showed you what they think about you in their life. For real. And even before it gets to that point, just don't even waste your time or have heartache. Because people just straight up, they got their tribe of who they really liked and who they really took stuff from or whatever. Trust me. And you can't beat yourself up when you realize that, child, them people really didn't like you. That's what it comes down to. They really don't like you. Honestly. They really don't like you. And you have to be okay with that. Because you're not supposed to be liked by everybody. That's just not what it is. So, yeah, I just don't want y'all to feel no type of way. But yeah, I've held a lot of stuff in for many years. Trying to be cordial, trying not to, cause any fights or things like that, because you know when you be dealing with hot-tempered people. Because I used to be a hot-tempered person, but I had to get out of that because I was like, girl, you gonna end up catching multiple cases because people want you to bless them with your hands. And I done learned, girl, it ain't even worth it. It's not worth it. It's better to try to keep the peace, but when you're going through a thing of where you're realizing that these folks never meant you no good, baby, you gotta let it out. You gotta let it out. And you can't worry about hurt feelings no more because them same people didn't care about hurting your feelings when they accused you of stuff. And I got accused for a lot of things. And it's like, did you just meet me? But people don't care about that. They act like they never met you, and this is all something new to them. When really, they never cared to really understand nothing about you. And I think that be the thing that be hurting the most. Is because you be like, so you really don't F with me, right? And you really never really took the time to get to know me, because you accuse me of such horrendous things. And you really don't even understand how I operate. And it's so sad. It does. I've already went through the 5 stages of grief, so I guess I'm at the acceptance phase because I'm just giving y'all the real and raw. And this ain't even half the story times that I have of some wild stuff. And I'm not even gonna lie, a lot of people think that when you go through a lot of things and you actually telling them stuff that you're lying or you couldn't nobody really go through that. But let me tell you something. When you want to guide soldiers, baby, you gonna get tested to the limit. Okay, you gonna get tested to the limit. You gonna go through a lot of suffering and pain and things like that. And I'm realizing that. But this is just to bring light to people and help somebody if they've been through the same things with people. You know, you try to fit in spaces that clearly you was never supposed to be a part of. Never supposed to be a part of. You know, because it be testing your character and things like that, and people don't want to be real with themselves. But I've always been real with myself, even if I had like some delusional moments. I had fun in my delusional moments. And I don't regret nothing that I've ever done or anything. And people will try to make you feel bad, even when you tell your truth. They try to make you feel bad, like, oh my God, you did that. Yeah, but God saves, God heals, God forgives. Okay? I've been repenting for that stuff, but I also want to share my story. Because, I mean, it's not like people ain't still doing scammy stuff. Can't get away with a lot of stuff that you used to, but yeah, this is just part of my story. This is what built me. And baby, I'm built for it tough, okay? I came to the point now to where I'm not about to let nobody, and I mean nobody, make me feel some type of way about how I act or how I am or anything. Because if you didn't like it, you should have left me alone. And that's just how I feel about it. If you didn't like it, you could have easily said, I don't want to F with you no more. And I would have been cool. But people have a problem with telling the truth or accepting the truth. And I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. I had all my eyeshadows out, y'all, but I need this Morphe palette. So that's what I'm digging for. And I'm turning my light while I'm doing it. One of them. Yeah, y'all. So that is a story about where I got accused of being a thief. And a time that I was back in my time. Like I said, I was 19 at the time of when I was a modern day bank robber. That's the term that they had coined it, that I was like a modern day bank robber. And like I said, I'm not proud of that title. I mean, it just is what it is. In no means am I proud of that title, but like I said, that's part of what grew me and everything. And I'm not gonna feel no type of way about it. For real. Thank God I didn't serve federal time, but hey, I was ready. I knew what I had did. I don't understand people that do crime and don't know how to do the time. Because you get caught, that's what's gonna happen. But I can tell you the truth to it is, if you're willing to pay like you weigh, you can get out of anything. I'm not telling y'all to go do anything because I wouldn't suggest it. I'm just saying that I have learned in my journey, if you have enough money, you can pay your way out of stuff. Seriously, because trust me, my records are sealed or have been dismissed for some of the things that I have tried in my earlier years to get away with. So, yeah, just a life lesson, you guys. Just, ultimately you're going to be persecuted for a lot of things, but just stand your ground, stay true to who you are, and don't let the haters get to you. Because they will. When people don't like you, they will try to get to you and hurt you every way they can. Because low-key, they think they better than you. And you can tell when people think they better than you because they doing all this and that, but they don't ever want to bring up their sins or their flaws or the things that they used to be on. And they perceive themselves to really be angels when they not. You know? So it be awfully funny when the tables start turning. I don't go to nobody's stuff because, like I said, for one, I don't care enough to. I've learned to stay in my lane. Don't ask why you didn't get invited to something. Don't let it hurt your feelings. Baby, who cares? It don't matter. Sweetheart, it don't matter. Because people are not loyal. They don't know what loyalty is. And I've been loyal by default to people that have continuously hurt me, accused me of stuff, mentally or verbally abused me in some type of way. And yeah, I done got to a point to where I don't care. I don't care. So I be a little jazzy mouth now. I don't really care. Cause it's like, listen, but what did you say to me? What did you do to me? What have you accused me of? And I have not ever been a the funny thing is, it's like, oh, you trying to be slick, trying to say something. No. Because if you knew me, you know, if I had something to say about a particular thing in regards to you, I would just tell you to your face. Yeah. Some things I didn't say to the face because, or to anybody else. I just kept it to myself and was like, okay, I see where this is. And left it alone. And like I said, I'm not trying to play victim because I'm far from a victim. And I'm not trying to play innocent like, oh, I could see where some of my actions with things was questionable. But I didn't look at it that way because it was like, you're supposed to be, you know, on my side, on my team. You know, why are you acting like this, and the third? But, yeah, honey, I got so many stories. So many stories. And like I said, I don't have a problem with exposing myself, so I don't need nobody to try to expose me. Love. Because if I get to the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes of these stories, y'all will see. I want to try this Fenty bronzer, but y'all, I have not really been a bronzer girl. I'm kind of scared. It is the Pecan Swirl. Because, I mean, ooh, okay. That is a bit much bronzer. Y'all, I don't think I'm liking how this makeup is turning out. Ooh. Yeah, I am not a bronzer girl. I'm going to have to look at some tutorials, babes, to understand that one. Ooh, and I mean, I am shining. I like to be seen from the stars. Ooh, y'all. I don't know. I feel like I'm really glowing. Ooh, I know what to do to combat a lot of this. Let me get my 355. I use the powder foundation as a setting foundation. OMG, this gives me what I needed to do. Cause I'm like, honey, we need to taper this. Y'all, see, I don't be wearing makeup every day like that no more. I'm gonna get back into it though, cause I can clearly tell I have been out of practice. Y'all, and I'm gonna have to tell y'all some story times about some of my makeup clients. Like, people will try to steal your services, but I think I done told enough stories today on this episode. But yeah, y'all. Okay, this is kind of helping. So, what I'm about to do, I'm gonna set my face and everything and come back with the finished look with the red lips and my hair not looking crazy. So, I'll be back to y'all in a minute. Okay, y'all, this is the final look. I'm kind of about it because I feel like I should have played in the makeup before filming it, but hey, I always give it to y'all raw. So this is what we are working with here. Girl, could you have cleaned the lipsticks a little bit? This red, I love it, but it is very much will stain if you don't clean it up good. And look at me, I'm making a mess now. But yeah, y'all, and my eyes are watering just a little bit. But yeah, y'all, this is the final makeup look. If you have any questions about any of these products, please let me know. I just did a slick back bun because, baby, I'm just filming today, so I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, y'all, so this is the final look. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you want to hear more story times, which they're coming anyway because I love to talk. I mean, why not? I love to talk. And just sharing with you guys, in case you guys have experienced any of these things or have done any of these things. My channel is a no judgment zone, so don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, if you want to hear more stories, which of course more stories are to come from different things, just let me know. And just be respectful because, like I said, it's a no judgment zone over here. And I will see you babies in the next video. Bye.